Well, fella, not sure which is worse for you, the fact that your mom is scared of the microphone or the fact that I don't have a good filter or sense of when to stop talking. We have compiled a top 10 of funny situations and or sayings from your childhood. At number 10, the whys and what ifs. I think you would have won the world record for number of consecutive times asking why. And I'm sure you were close to death a couple times when you consistently framed up what if scenarios. At 9, when you were about 2 years old, your mom asked you late in the day, on a day that you hadn't taken a nap, how you felt. Your reply was, "Yeah, I fussy." And that can still happen. 8, even when you were just 2 or 3 years old, you would go right around with me looking for deer. And amazingly, you always saw them, even if they weren't there. You would say, "There's a deer, Dad. It's a buck. I can see its points." Every time. 7, the time you decided to teach your sister how to drive the golf cart. And as she pinned the accelerator and made a beeline for the tree, you yelled at her to stop, but she jumped off and you rode it into the tree. Nice work, dude. Luckily, no one was hurt, but you lost your instructor's permit due to failure to communicate. I do think this could have been the point that you began to be the protective big brother that you still are today. 6, when Dennis Fleming would come and do home improvement projects, he taught you that the hammer said, "Tow, tow," and you proceeded to carry a plastic hammer around the house for months, saying, "Tow, tow," and hitting anything and everything. Big thanks to Dennis. 5, the giving up of Scrappy. We had serious misgivings that you were not going to go to school when we told you couldn't take Scrappy, your blanket. Mom then cut it up in little squares so you could take part of it in your book bag every day in case you had a meltdown and needed it. At 4, the time we went on vacation and rented a car. It was a convertible Mustang, and you very seriously informed all of us that since it was a rental, you didn't need a driver's license to be legal, and therefore you'd be driving. That didn't happen. 3rd, the Easter that your cousin Krista loaned you her chicken. It was dyed green, and you named it Bobby. And everything thereafter for a year and a half was also named Bobby. And you weren't keen on giving Bobby back to Krista, which was probably the beginning of your chicken empire. 2nd, you came and rode with me in the combine for 2.5 hours cutting wheat when you were 3, and Mom came to get you and you told her to leave because we weren't done yet. And lastly, but certainly not least, at number 1, embarrassing situations that you'd had when you were a kid. When you were only 18 months old, you dropped your toy in church. And in that instant, that total silence engulfed the church. All anyone heard you say was the other version of "gosh darn it" with your outside voice. So, I need to probably take credit for that last one, in that I'm sure I was the example that exposed you to that term. Having said that, your mom and I are truly grateful that we were better parents than we, and especially I, was an example. The choices you've made over the years and continue to make have defined your character, and we couldn't be prouder of the young man you have become. Stay the course and conduct and carry yourself as you have, and you will go far. We love you, Mom and Dad.